Toyota CEO and President Akio Toyoda will step down from his post on April 1st. He'll be replaced by the current Chief Branding Officer, Koji Sato.
Koji Sato, the new CEO of Toyota, shocks the entire car industry with a new idea. The new CEO, who was Lexus' former chief engineer since 2016, later promoted as Lexus president on January 2020, had been appointed to replace Toyota former president, Akio Toyoda, the grandson of the founder of Toyota Company. But why did Toyota pick someone else from their sub-company? What is the idea the new CEO intend to execute? Join us as we unveil why and what is the new idea Koji Sato decides to go after. Why he made that choice and how will it help Toyota to succeed in the competitive market? Before proceeding, it is better to understand the ideas and challenges faced by the past CEOs. By doing so, this will help us understand exactly what will happen after the new CEO's idea is put to work. Toyota owes much of its success to the leadership of its former CEO, Katsuaki Watanabe. During his tenure from 2005 to 2009, Watanabe helped cement Toyota's reputation as a reliable and efficient car manufacturer, which made it easy for the company to become a dominant force in the automotive industry. Watanabe's leadership was characterized by a focus on quality and innovation. He was committed to the principles of lean manufacturing and Kaizen, which aimed to reduce waste and increase efficiency in Toyota's production processes. Katsuaki Watanabe also placed a strong emphasis on quality control, ensuring that every single vehicle produced by Toyota met the highest standards of durability, safety, and reliability. At that time, if Toyota were to find another CEO who would perform as well as or better than Katsuaki Watanabe, they would not be able to find anyone who could handle even half of the tasks he was running. His commitment to quality earned the company a reputation as one of the most reliable car manufacturers with the highest number of customers in the world. Whenever surveys are conducted, Toyota consistently ranked high in consumer satisfaction surveys, many customers citing the Toyota's reputation for quality as a key reason for their loyalty to the brand. The company's weirdest nightmares began. On December 22, 2008, Toyota announced that for the first time ever in 70 years, a total loss of $1.7 billion since the company was founded in 1937. Despite Watanabe's success with Toyota, however, all good things must come to an end. He faced challenges during his tenure as the CEO until the biggest life-threatening problem arose. In 2009, many believe Katsuaki Watanabe stepped down as the CEO after the company's first loss, following a series of high-profile safety recalls that affected millions of Toyota vehicles worldwide.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Yeah, we're in a Lexus.
I'm sorry, your cell phone's cutting out.
We're going north 125.
Mm-hmm.
And our accelerator stuck.
I'm sorry?
Our accelerator stuck. We're on 125 and we're in break.
Okay, northbound 125, where are you passing?
We are passing, where are we passing? We're going 120, Mission Gorge. We're in trouble. There's no brakes.
Okay.
Gorge, and freeway half mile.
Okay, and you don't have the ability to, like, turn the vehicle off or anything?
We're approaching an intersection. We're approaching an intersection.
Okay.
We're approaching an intersection. Hold on. Pray.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
Okay. Hello?
The recalls, which were related to issues with unintended acceleration, tarnished Toyota's reputation for reliability, safety, and customers' trust for their beloved automaker. Watanabe emphasized quality, innovation, and efficiency at Toyota, and the company's first loss. The next CEO, Akio Toyoda, was born on May 3, 1956, in Nagoya, Japan, to Shoichiro Toyoda. His father later accomplished the position of Toyota Motor Chairman from the year 1992 to 1999. Akio Toyoda has been the backbone of the company when he started serving Toyota as the CEO in 2009. The moment he stepped in, everyone were expecting things to take a new turn in the industry from the arrival of a new CEO. Eventually, it happened. 2 years later, the nightmares got even worse. On January 28, 2010, Toyota said they will recall almost 5.2 million vehicles as a result of pedal malfunction and floor mat problem. Experts said the stuck pedal was caused by the floor mats that could reportedly slide from their position onto the accelerator pedal, reputedly leading to unwanted deadly acceleration, which had occurred in 2009. Akio Toyoda was still the CEO in 2010 during the massive recall. He said he's deeply concerned about what the acceleration defect caused to those who purchased my 2005 to 2010 Toyota Avalon, and it was his personal responsibility to fix the problem.
I regret that this has resulted in the safety issue described in the recalls we face today, and I am deeply sorry for any accident that Toyota drivers have experienced.
It continued, "Believe me, Toyota cars are safe. We always put the customer first." The next step for Toyota is to find a solution, which involves installing a steel reinforcement bar in the pedal assemblies of 2.3 million vehicles in the United States, followed by 5 million customers who received a recall from Toyota in exchange for a replacement of the pedal glitch caused by the floor mat. At that time, the president of Toyota Motor Sales in the United States, James E. Lentz II, said, "These two fixes solve the issues that we know of." After some time, until sales of the affected vehicles had been stopped at different dealerships, so many people were expecting at least a response from Toyota. The company finally broke its silence by advising customers to keep driving their vehicles, but stay alert in case the gas pedal malfunctions. Other safety experts contributed that it's best for everyone to shift the gears to neutral anytime the pedal glitch occurs. Before the terrible incident, Toyota had been leading the industry in terms of sales and customer satisfaction. In 2008, Toyota hijacked the #1 position as the world's best-selling automaker from General Motors. Within the space of 3 years, Toyota maintained this position. It was retrieved from them by General Motors after an earthquake and tsunami struck Japan in 2011. We were surprised by the techniques Toyota used to regain the #1 spot as the best-selling automaker globally. Well, you shouldn't be surprised too. The secret key was Kaizen, the aim for continuous improvement every day that led the automotive giant towards the Japanese word Jojo, a slow, gradual, and steady rise. In 2012, things started getting rough. Toyota had to recall another 7.5 million vehicles all over the world in order to repair power window switches. After all the struggles, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. In 2013, under the regime of Akio Toyoda, the company surpassed General Motors and Volkswagen for the second time as the world's best-selling automaker, with over 9.98 million vehicles sold in a year. General Motors sold 9.71 million vehicles, and the German automaker Volkswagen came third with a total sales of 9.7 million vehicles. The next year, 2014, Toyota secured its usual spot with 10.23 million vehicle sales, while Volkswagen overtook General Motors' second position after selling 10.1 million vehicles, even though they have 2 extra sub-companies to look after, Audi and Porsche. Akio Toyoda single-handedly steered the company through difficult times and paved the way for its later success. Akio Toyoda has prioritized innovation and risk-taking as a way to bring the company back to its former glory after the recall crisis. One of the key ways that Toyota has prioritized innovation and risk-taking is by promoting a culture of continuous improvement within the company. He has encouraged Toyota employees at all levels to suggest new ideas and improvements to existing processes, and has implemented a number of programs to support these efforts, which includes the Toyota Production System, TPS, that emphasizes waste reduction, quality control, and continuous improvement. The Toyota New Global Architecture, TNGA, aims to standardize and simplify vehicle design and production processes. The company has also been willing to take risks in order to pursue new opportunities and the latest technology. For example, Toyota's next EV plan, which we'll discuss soon, is a departure from the company's previous focus on hybrid vehicles under Watanaga's leadership. After facing lots of criticisms from customers, fellow competitors, and the masses for not moving fast enough to reduce carbon emissions by going all electric as other automakers, Toyota was left with no other choice but to jump on the bandwagon. December 2021, the company said they would be shifting towards producing full electric vehicles in the coming years, promising to build 3.5 million battery-only electric vehicles per year before the end of 2030 to compete with other top vehicle manufacturers in the EV market. After the launch of their first all-electric car, BZ4X, Toyota was forced to recall 2,700 because the wheel might fall off. Akio Toyoda, Toyota's CEO since 2009, led the company through a recall crisis and prioritized innovation, risk-taking, and continuous improvement. The automaker's first battery electric vehicle seems to be a failure, though they were pressured into the EV market. Since we understood how both previous CEOs led the company, let's find out what is the idea of this new CEO and why. Koji Sato, the new CEO of Toyota, has said that hydrogen vehicles are a viable option for the future of transportation. He believes that hydrogen vehicles can play a role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and that they can be a bridge to a fully electric future. However, Sato has also acknowledged that hydrogen vehicles have some challenges. He has said that the cost of hydrogen fuel cells is still high and that the infrastructure for hydrogen fuel cells is not yet widespread. He believes that these challenges can be overcome, but that it will take time. On the other hand, hydrogen cars are clean and support zero emissions, which helps reduce air pollution from vehicles. Hydrogen cars don't take much time to recharge the tank. In less than 10 minutes, you're done refilling an empty tank. What is stopping Toyota from producing more hydrogen vehicles to compete against electric vehicles? 16 years ago, Honda produced the FCX hydrogen car and later terminated production when only a few people purchased the saloon. Despite slow sales, Toyota and Hyundai kept their hydrogen-powered vehicles alive, the Hyundai Nexo and Toyota Mirai. The cost to build hydrogen filling stations and related infrastructure is beyond Toyota's budget. The company could have done better if the government were interested in hydrogen vehicles, but unfortunately, everyone is after battery electric vehicles. Today, Koji Sato is reminding the entire industry that he is ready to bring hydrogen vehicles and battery electric vehicles to the market, no matter how much time it consumes and what it costs to make this happen. People criticizing Toyota for not going fully electric forget that the reason Toyota is so reliable is that they don't just jump on the latest technology as soon as it's available. They study it, test it, and evaluate it for years to determine its reliability. We would rather have that level of dedication and wisdom from a company than have a company that only chases the latest trends before they are proven. Do you think Toyota should stand their ground, go into the electric vehicle market where they are ready? Or it's best they keep pushing and learn from the BZ4X mistake? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more related videos. Thanks for watching. Till next time.